Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome once again to the fruits of the Qur'an. We'll be discussing today verse number 2 until verse number 11 from Surat Maryam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. ذِكْرُ رَحْمَةِ رَبِّكَ عَبْدَهُ زَكَرِيَّا. And we mentioned the mercy of your Lord to his prophet Zakaria, to his servant Zakaria. Now Zakaria was a prophet that was sent to the children of Israel. And according to what the Prophet ﷺ said, Zakaria was a carpenter, and he used to earn his living with the work of his own hands. إِذْ نَادَى رَبَّهُ نِدَاءً خَفِيًّا. And when he supplicated to his Lord in secret. Now the scholars have differed on what in secret means. Some said that in secret means he was used to not verbally supplicate to Allah, but he used to supplicate to himself. Others have said that in secret means he supplicated to Allah not in front of people, not loudly. Others have said that in secret means he supplicated to Allah in the middle of the night. And we know from the many narrations from the Prophet that he used to wake up every day 2 or 3 hours before the Fajr prayer, and he used to pray his Qiyam Layl, his night prayer. He used to pray and worship Allah and supplicate to Allah at that time every single day. قال رب إني وهن العظم مني واشتعل الرأس شيبا ولم أكن بدعائك رب شقيا. Oh Allah, my bones have become weak, my hair has become white, and oh Allah, I was never stringent in my dua towards you. Now stringent in dua means that he is a person who when he supplicates to Allah, he is never stringent, means he never wants that something that he specifically asked for. He is okay with Allah granting him anything else which Allah finds more suitable and better for him. And that is having full trust in Allah when you are supplicating to Allah. You pray to Allah for something, you ask Allah for something, but at the same time you have the intention that if there's something out there better for you, you will be happy if Allah grants you that something instead of what you initially asked for. So we learn two things now. The first thing, the best form of dua is dua in secret, supplication in secret, or supplication in the middle of the night. And the second thing we learn is that we should never be stringent in dua and always have full trust in Allah when we are supplicating or asking Him for something. قال رب إني وهن العظم مني واشتعل الرأس شيبا ولم أكن بدعائك رب شقيا وإني خفت الموالي من ورائي فهب لي من لدنك وليا يرثني ويرث من آل يعقوب واجعله رب رضيا. Now Zakaria here was telling Allah that he wants to ask Allah for a son. But at the same time, he is afraid that if he is to be given a son, this son might treat the people wrong after him and he might be a bad person. So he wants Allah, he asks Allah, that Allah, I want a son. But at the same time, I want this son to be my successor in prophethood, which means that he wants this son to be righteous. And he wants this son to inherit him and to inherit the family of Yaqub, which means he wants to inherit him, he wants to inherit prophethood from him. وَاجْعَلْهُ رَبِّ رَضِيًّا. And oh Allah, make him a person whom you are pleased with. So now Allah is going to reply to Zakaria. He said, قَالَ يَا زَكَرِيَّا إِنَّا نُبَشِّرُكَ بِغُلَامٍ اسْمُهُ يَحْيَى لَمْ نَجْعَلْ لَهُ مِنْ قَبْلُ سَمِيًّا. O Zakaria, we are giving you glad tidings of a son, and his name will be Yahya. And we have never created anything before of the likes of this Yahya. So subhanallah, because Zakaria was not stringent in his dua, he asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for a son that Allah is pleased with. Just a son that Allah is pleased with, just a righteous son. But subhanallah, because Allah, He rewarded him with something better than what he asked for, because he was not stringent in dua, He gave him a son that he has never created anything of the likes before. So he said, لَمْ نَجْعَلْ لَهُ مِنْ قَبْلُ سَمِيًّا قال رب أنا يكون لي غلام وكانت امرأتي عاقرا وقد بلغت من الكبر عتيا. Oh Allah, how can I have a son when my wife is barren, she is infertile, and I have reached this very old age? So Allah said, so now Zakaria here, he's not doubting the ability of Allah to give him a son in those circumstances, but he is just surprised and amazed at the glory and might of Allah that He is able to give him a son, even though all of those circumstances. So Allah said, كَذَلِكَ قَالَ رَبُّكَ وَكَذَلِكَ قَالَ رَبُّكَ وهو علي هين وقد خلقتك من قبل ولم تك شيئا. And this is Zechariah, this is what your Lord has decreed. And He has created you before when you were nothing. So this task will be easy for your Lord. So giving you a child when your wife is barren and you are this old age, this is easy because Allah has created you and He's created all humanity from nothingness before. So this task will surely be easy for Allah. So Zechariah is now asking Allah, قال رب اجعل لي آية قال آيتك ألا تكلم الناس ثلاث ليال سويا. So now Zechariah is asking Allah, oh Allah, give me a sign that when this sign happens, then you will surely grant me what I have asked you for. So Allah responded by saying, your sign would be that you will be unable to talk to the people, to talk verbally to the people in all the worldly matters for 3 consecutive days. ثلاث ليال سويا فخرج على قومه من المحراب فأوحى إليهم أن سبحوا بكرة وعشيا. So he went out to the people from his place of worship and he showed them, or he gestured to them. So أوحى means he gestured, he showed to them that they should worship their Lord in the night and in the day. Bukratan wa ashiyya, in the night and in the morning and at night. So now, why is it that the sign that Allah chose to give Zechariah was his inability to speak, except righteousness, or except telling people or guiding people towards righteousness? Now we learned from the Prophet ﷺ said that the worst sources of committing evil or committing sins is the tongue. As we know that the Prophet ﷺ said, he said to his companions that if you guarantee to me the righteousness of what is between your 2 hairs, that is the mustache and the beard, and what is between your 2 legs, which is the private parts, if you guarantee to me the righteousness of those 2 things, then I will guarantee for you paradise. I will guarantee you for you that you will enter paradise if those 2 things were righteous. Now, the Prophet ﷺ was also asked by another companion, O Prophet of Allah, tell me the most dangerous thing that will take a person into the hellfire. So the Prophet ﷺ responded and said, your private part and your tongue. And another hadith, Mu'adh radiallahu anhu, the Sahabi, the companion, he asked the Prophet ﷺ, O Prophet of Allah, will we be accountable for what we say? Not what we do, but will we also be accountable for what we say? The Prophet ﷺ responded by saying, woe to you, O Mu'az! Aren't people sent into the hellfire head first and falling on their noses except for what their tongues have gained or what their tongues have committed? And another hadith, the Prophet ﷺ was asked by a companion, O Prophet of Allah, what is the most thing that you fear from me? So the Prophet ﷺ, he pointed to his tongue and he said this. He said, so the tongue is the worst thing that the Prophet ﷺ would fear for his companions, because it is the easiest thing to use to commit sins, because you are not actually going somewhere or doing something physically. It's just saying words. So saying something is the easiest thing to do, therefore it is the easiest way to commit sins. So that is why Allah chose for Zechariah not to be able to talk. So there is no way that he would be able to commit any sins. Now one would say, okay, so the Prophet ﷺ said the tongue and the private parts. Well, of course, Zechariah was a prophet, so we are sure that we are guaranteed that there is not something sinful that the prophet would do sexually. Therefore, Allah chose to give him a sign that you will not be able to talk, and therefore you will only say righteous and you will only do good things, and He will seal his tongue. So we learn from this is that the tongue is one of the most important aspects of whether going to paradise or going to hell. If we guarantee that the tongue would be righteous, the Prophet ﷺ would guarantee us paradise. And if we are not to hold our tongue back and let it go as it pleases, and we would say anything we want and do whatever we want with it, and then we might fall into the great error, we might fall into the great sin, and that might take us into the hellfire. So the fruits of the ayat. Number 1, best form of supplication is in secret, whether that be not in front of people or in the night prayer. The fruit number 2, not being stringent in dua and having full trust in Allah. And number 3 is that the tongue is one of the most dangerous aspects of committing evil, because it is the easiest thing to use to commit evil. And until we meet next time, inshallah, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, wa akhiru da'wana, alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.